Welcome back everybody to another Halloween product review. Today we're going to be taking a look at a couple of skeletons that I picked up from Home Depot. I was pretty excited to see these in the store. They have a whole lot of interesting pirate decor going on with animatronics and so forth. If you haven't seen it yet, check out my latest walkthrough video of Home Depot where you can see some really awesome props. But I did limit myself to just buying one so far this year, and that would be these pirate skeletons. I liked this because it was a duo. There are two skeletons, one of them sitting on a barrel, so that's perfect. It really sort of amps up that pirate theme. They both have costumes. One is drinking out of a bottle, which is great because it's going to go with my pirate fountain that's kind of phantom drinking. And then one has a telescope, which is not really going to fit my theme too much because I'm going to have them inside a jail, which you can see I'm working on now as well. It's kind of drying here in the background. But who knows, maybe he'll just be looking through his telescope wistfully off into the distance for his pirate ship. Who knows, we'll make it work somehow. But like I said, it was a set of two. It says it's animated for indoor-outdoor use. The jaws move, it's sound activated, it has illuminated eyes, 4 different sayings, and it requires 6 AA batteries that are actually included, so I love that. Let's go ahead and open up the box and see what we get inside. Inside, it is nicely packed. That barrel seems to be pretty sturdy, which is nice offhand. Let's go ahead and just start pulling things out. Some of these things are zip tied together, so I do need to grab my knife again. Let's go ahead and cut that off. All right, so looks like I'm just going to start assembling this offhand. I'm sure there are instructions, but clearly these pieces go together. It's the base for this pirate, and it has these sort of little push pins that you push and they snap together. I love those. I love when the props have a much sturdier base than like the little plastic Christmas tree bases. But there we go, easy assembly already. Here is half of the barrel we were just talking about. Looks like the top half because it has some sort of something for the guy to sit on there, I think. Whoops, all right. Top half of one skeleton holding his telescope. It's not a real telescope. That's disappointing. But I like that I don't have to dress him, so that's awesome. And I don't have to like screw anything together with this guy. He looks like he's pretty close to already ready to go, which makes things excellent and easy. So here is my drinking skeleton. I'll just sort of unfold him. And I do like offhand that the skeleton is already kind of aged. A lot of the times when you get the skeletons in the stores, they're very matte one color, kind of grayish. They don't have this sort of depth and dirt like an aged skeleton might be. All right. One more pull. The other half of the barrel. All right, and we have some pieces here. Really, it looks like these are just stakes. So this is it. It should be a quick and easy assembly. Honestly, I was thinking this was going to take me a significant amount of time to put together, but there's only 8 different items to account for, and some of those are these stakes. There's 4 stakes, and it looks like if you're going to put this in your yard, I don't know if there is little area where you can stake right through there and keep your barrel stuck to the ground. And then the guy who's standing, yes, he also has on the front and the back an area again for you to stake in. So you don't have to worry about the wind and the weather knocking down your skeletons. But I'm not going to use these for now because I'm going to be having my guys at the garage, so we'll throw those back in there. Now, let's see if we can just figure this out ourselves. All right. Gonna take the long pole and stick it into the barrel just kind of show you what I'm doing here. There is a holder for it in the bottom, and this is labeled G, the barrel's labeled F, so it's kind of easy to assume that that's going to snap together since they're alphabetical. Okay, then we just have the top of the barrel. It has these little pegs and little holes in the bottom, so they're just going to get pushed together, and we're going to make sure that this black pole snaps up as well, which it did. Might have done that a little prematurely. All right, the barrel fits together pretty nicely, nice and snug. I was getting a little worried when I first saw it that there's so many pegs and holes that it was getting really difficult to line it up. But as you saw, you just kind of work your way around and it just all snaps together easily. So we have the barrel and we have the skeleton. All right, so when you look up his, you know what, there is a pole in the middle of his body. So we're just gonna have him sit right on the barrel and he will snap in as well. There we go. Now, I do see that my bottle has come slightly off of his hand. It looks like it was just screwed on. I'm going to see if I can fix that real quick. So, as you can see, he just has screws going through his fingers, and it's just supposed to screw right there into the bottle. So let's tighten that up. All right, that worked. So now it looks a little bit better, like he's holding that. And this is actually nice. His arms can swivel too. That's a nice function when you have your skeletons, so that you can, make it look a little more natural than his hand sticking up like this. Like if he's reaching out, it might be more like that. All right, well, barrel skeleton is done, and he's easily transportable, as you can see. We'll just shift him over here on the side, and let's see what happens with Telescope Man. He's a little more complicated because there's a T piece on the bottom, which, okay, so his legs have two pieces along the top. We have to snap them together like a T. So, all right. This is going to be a little more challenging. I've noticed like the fabric is really like glued into place, so you're not going to have to worry about, dressing him or his clothes falling off. However, it really gets in the way of putting things on. It's kind of hard to maneuver around it. All right, I think we're going to have to do one side at a time. All right, so there's one. There's the other. Okay. I don't think he's snapped into place, so I gotta make sure I push them together tightly. You really kind of need 4 hands for this. Success. All right. Looks like his pants are a little lower now. We might have to just pull that up a bit. Okay. Whoops. There we go. Okay, so it's a little confusing with them both talking at the same time. They're sound activated, so it sounds like they're going to both continue to talk at the same time. Let's see what happens.
May the sun turn down on the homes where you lay, and the rains splash. Then the sharks can feast on your blood and
All right, so we're going to listen to them one at a time. I would almost have preferred that they even just had some sort of little wire to connect them so that they could interact with each other and talk at the same time, but not at the same time, you know? But let's go ahead and listen to them one at a time to see if they have different phrases.
Hi, Jack, you scallywags. I used to be the greatest pirate of the high seas. I did it all. I captured treasures and fought for me ships.
All right, there's one phrase.
Now, let me warn you. This is no pleasure cruise, matey. You're in for a very scary time. You can see that. The vampires got me, and I might get you. If you see any vampires, tell them you saw Jack. They'll make you look like me. May the sun burn down on the homes where you lay, and the rains splash down on your grave.
Turn him off. Let's go check out the barrel guy.
Alright, stop, I say! Stop! I'll cut you to pieces, and I'll drink to your demise!
All right, well, at least we know they're different phrases, so there's, I'm guessing, 4 for each one.
Who goes there? I see you. I'll get you. I'm making. You can't hide from me. I see you. Stop! I'll blow you to smithereens. Down to Davy Jones' locker with you. Then the sharks can feast on your blood and bones.
There we go. So it sounds like 4 different phrases for each one. Let's go ahead and bring the camera in and we'll take a closer look. Here we can get a close-up of his face. It would have been a little nice maybe if they had some discoloration on the teeth to give it a little more realism, but they do, as you can see, a pretty good job with it on the bones, making them look dirtied and so forth. There you can kind of see the connector that was giving me a bit of difficulty. It's a little hard to hide. Maybe we just raise that up a little bit more. But you can definitely see the black bar. It's a little visible. There's no way to raise his pants any higher because they are glued into place. That's unfortunate. Very gnarly toes. The fabric seems pretty waterproof. Does have visible screws throughout. And his headband, which I find so difficult with regular skeletons to put on, is nicely attached in place so I don't have to worry about it in the future. Here on the back of his head, you have the on and off switch as well as a try-me pad connection. Over here we have the barrel guy. Again, I think it's the same face pretty much. Wouldn't surprise me if it is the exact same body as well. But here he's holding a nice green bottle. It'd be fun if it had a clever label on it. As you can see, it just screws in place right there through his fingers. That was what I had to readjust myself. Different colored pants on this one. The barrel looks nice and realistic. All right, so what do you think? I love their presence. Little short, especially when you compare it to me, but of course I'm 6'3", so these stand 5 feet tall. I kind of liked it though that he was sitting on a barrel, so it does kind of hide his height a little bit, but they are just a little short. The other thing is, you know, I don't like their talking patterns, but they do have try me button plugs, I guess, in the back of their heads. I mean, it's not the normal sort of foot pad plug, it's the try me button type. So I know they had it in the stores where you could use a foot pad with them. I'm going to try and look into see how I can do that myself, because it would certainly be a lot better if you could have, you know, a separate foot pad for each one, and kids could just go up and you know, stomp on it instead of using a sound activated thing. I'm also a little unhappy with the background noise when they talk. It's not too awful, but it does make what they're saying a little bit hard to understand. But overall, for $100 for, you know, animated skeletons, 2 of them with a barrel, I think it was an excellent bargain. So if you're interested in purchasing one, again, they're at Home Depot. Hopefully sales will start soon, but you know, they're probably going to go fast. Anyway, but that'll do it for today. Make sure you stay tuned and subscribe for more product reviews, DIYs, store walkthroughs, and so forth. And make sure you stay tuned for my haunt to see how it turns out with these guys. Till then, take care and happy haunting.